guys, Brandon Games here yet again, and today we are now going to be covering over the Nintendo company. We're going to cover their consoles throughout the years. Alright, so let's start off with when Nintendo started out. It started out in 1889 as a card company. That is true. As you can see right here, these are the Nintendo cards that were made at the time. They were Hanafuda cards. And eventually, throughout the years, you would see less and less of these cards in Japanese households. So Nintendo decided to venture into the gaming business. They started out with the Color TV game series. With the Color TV game, Color TV game 15, Racing game, and Computer TV game. Probably the simplest consoles you'd ever see, in my opinion. They're probably the simplest consoles at that time, because they would shamelessly imitate consoles from America. So, they were pretty simple back then. Next came the NES, which is the most popular Nintendo console of all time. In fact, if you ever ask someone what they think of when you say Nintendo, they think the NES. Usually, you usually think of the NES or the Switch. The reason why I think of the NES is because it was the most popular game console at the time, and lasted in the market up to 1995. It is considered in the Guinness Book of World Records the longest lasting game console ever to hit the market. So it was very popular. And then came the SNES, which was an upgraded version of the NES. It came out in 1990 or 91. I'll figure it out when I'm editing it. But it came out in the early 90s, and it is considered a pretty incredible console to own. And what came in between the SNES and the N64 was the Virtual Boy, and I don't think I need to explain what happened to the Virtual Boy, since everybody kind of knows. But I'm going to explain it. So basically, the Virtual Boy was going to be the very first virtual reality game ever. First virtual reality game console. And it was then rushed out the door in 1995, but became a commercial flop, and was pretty terrible console, and is the worst console in Nintendo history. And then, after the Virtual Boy, came the N64, which a lot of people know due to its 3D graphics and incredible games. It was an incredible console. So, yeah, definitely an incredible time. And then came a one console that I grew up with, that probably a lot of people in the 2000s grew up with, which was the GameCube. Everybody knows the GameCube because it was the first Nintendo console that used CDs, but it used very small CDs. Because of the size of the CDs, the games had to be compacted in a certain way, like characters are smaller or even removed from the game. So that was the one disadvantage with the GameCube. Another disadvantage was you had to use a memory card for your games, which costed you money. So it was pretty expensive at that time. But That changed when the Wii hit the market, which the Wii is considered the fastest selling game console ever to hit the market. It hit over millions and millions of sales. I don't know exactly how much it was sold, but I do know that it was an incredible console. Even I grew up with it when I was young. And then came a console that I originally wasn't going to put in this video, but I knew I had to, otherwise people would pound me saying, "You didn't include that one, you didn't include that, da da da." But we also have the Wii U, which was also a commercial failure because nobody could tell if it was a handheld console or a no one could tell if it was portable or not, basically, because the handheld part had to be close to the console in order to be used, but it could also connect to the TV. So nobody knew if you were able to use it on the go or not. Plus, it was also kind of pointless in that case because what's the point of having a handheld part if it has to be connected to the original console? Like, it just makes no sense. So. And then came the one console that everybody nowadays knows and has become very, very popular, the Nintendo Switch. Which is a console that even I own. Everybody owns the Switch nowadays because it could do so many things. So, the Switch is definitely one that made people know that Nintendo is gonna come back as a powerful company. It's definitely a console that I think is pretty impressive because you can detach the controllers from the sides and you can even play them like that, or you can connect them to a little adapter thing that turns both of them into one controller. You could do so many things with that game console. So it's pretty incredible, and it can be used as a handheld and as a TV console. So you can take it on the go with you, or you could just connect it to your TV, or however you want to do it. So it is a pretty incredible console. And yeah, that's basically it. Sorry if I didn't show any of the consoles, like me holding them in this video, because I don't actually own a lot of the consoles. I own a Wii, I own a Switch. I just didn't grab them. So, yeah. But I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't get eaten alive.